Okay, boys and girls, it's time for math. Hopefully you finished the homework for Chapter 9, Lesson 1, and you're keeping up with these videos and all of the work that we have to do. So today we're going to continue talking about uh, charts and how we can record our data. But first, let's see if you remember some of the important terms. What is a survey? If you're not sure, look back at yesterday's work or watch the video again. The information was there. What is a tally or a tally mark? And finally, what is another way of saying data? Do you remember what this word means? We're going to be seeing them again and again, so it's important to learn them. And again, that was in yesterday's lesson. And we've done it in our science writing. Remember when we did our experiments. Okay, let's move on. So hopefully as you're watching these videos, this video, you've got pages 535, 6, 7, and 8 in front of you. Today, we're going to look at Lesson 2, and we're going to talk about making picture graphs, which are not difficult at all. They're very similar to the ones that we did yesterday with the tally charts, with the tally marks. And our essential question, how can I record and analyze data? So let's look at this chart down here. Now, if we had been together, we would have asked 5 classmates to pick their favorite lunch food. Since we're not together, you can do this with family, or we can just use the information that I have. And it's important to know that when you have a chart, there's usually something called a key. And it tells us here that each food equals 1 vote. So I asked around to see what the favorite food was of 5 of my friends. And we've got 4 choices here: sandwich, pizza, hot dog, and soup. Well, 2 people said pizza. 1 person said hot dog. And 2 people said soup, which is fine. I like all of these things, but look at what we did here. We didn't use tally marks, we used pictures. Now the picture's actually not that important. Sometimes we can just use a letter or a dot. By the way, this lesson might make you a little hungry. For example, I could really go for one of these right now. A peanut butter and banana sandwich. Yum! With a tall frosty glass of milk. Or maybe some sushi. I'll have to talk to Mrs. P about that. Or some tomatoes. Maybe some spinach and rice. Some tacos. Oh, cherry cheesecake. That I could certainly go for some of that right now. Maybe lasagna or a Greek salad. And of course, a cheeseburger. Now I'm really getting hungry. Let's finish this lesson up so I can go eat something. Okay, so it says at the top here, you show data. Remember that data is information. You show data with a picture graph. The pictures are a symbol for the data. So instead of using tally marks, we might use a blue square or a red circle or a letter X or a check mark or even a picture. It doesn't matter, but this is what we're going to do now in picture graphs. We're not going to use tally marks. And if you look at the helpful hint on the right side in the cloud, It says the key tells how many each symbol stands for. For now, every symbol that we use equals 1. You'll see what I mean. If you look at this first chart at the top, it talks about our favorite marble color. And let's say 3 people said blue was their favorite marble color. Well, we can use blue circles. And 3 people said red, so we can use red circles. We could use yellow circles for all of them. Each of these things that we put in a box equals one person's vote. So if you look at this chart with the blue and red marbles, how many people answered a question about their favorite marble color? Hopefully you said 6. Now let's go down to the middle of the page. It says use the tally chart to make a picture graph. Remember, the tally chart is what we did yesterday. And this chart talks about favorite shoes, and it gives people 3 choices: tennis shoes, flip-flops, boots. So 3 tally marks in that first line, that first row, and the number 3. That tells us that 3 people said tennis shoes were their favorite. And 5 people said that flip-flops were their favorite. And we know it's 5 from the tally marks because of the diagonal line, right? That slash. Good. And only one person said they liked boots the best. Okay. Now let's take this tally chart and make a picture graph. Okay, so if you look at that blue box, it still says tennis shoes, flip-flops, boots. All of the information is going to be the same. Now, in the tally chart above, there were 3 people who liked tennis shoes. I'm going to use a shoe instead of a tally mark this time. So 1, 2, 3. How many am I going to put in the next row for flip-flops? Pretty easy, right? 5. And of course, how many shoes am I going to put in the row for boots? Just 1. Now, we don't go crazy with pictures. This isn't art. Okay, and many times we'll just use an X or something like that. So picture graphs and tally charts can both give us the same information. Look at the part at the bottom that says Talk Math. How are picture graphs different from tally charts? Find somebody in your home and tell them what you think after this video. Okay, now we're looking at number 2, and the directions say use each tally chart to make a picture graph. So we're going to look at that top chart, that tally chart. That's already finished for us. And we're going to put it down here. You can see the choices are still the same: milk, apple juice, water, and lemonade. You're going to do the same thing for number 3. So I'm going to pause the video to give you a chance to fill in and complete the picture graph. Remember, you can use an X, you can color in the squares, you can use dots, you can use stars. If you have very, very tiny stickers, that's fine. It's not art class. We're not going to go crazy with pictures. Okay? So I'm going to pause it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. If you need more time, just pause it again. So I decided to use X's for my picture graph. So how many X's did I put on the milk line? Hopefully you said 3, because there are 3 tally marks in the tally chart above. So for the apple juice, how many X's should I put in? Good. And then for water and lemonade, I should have put 5. I'm just kidding. I wanted to see if you were paying attention. All right, go ahead and do number 3. I'm not going to give you the answers. I think you can get this one easily by yourselves. And then let's go over to the next page. Okay, and here we go with the brain builders. Use the information to make a picture graph. Remember, we're going to underline. Because there's no question here, we're not going to circle anything. So let's try number 4. Lillian asked 10 people their favorite flower. Stop. How many people did she ask? 10. That is really important, actually. So I'm going to write that down. She asked 10 people. All right, great. Then it says, 1 said tulips. The same number of people said daisies and carnations. Yikes. 5 said roses. Well, remember, brain builders and word problems usually require a lot of steps. How many people did Lillian ask in her survey? She asked 10. One of them said tulips. Great, I'm going to use a flower. One of them said tulips. We don't know how many people said daisies and carnations, but we do know how many people said roses. That's what it says in the final sentence. 5 said roses. Well, we've got 5 roses and 1 tulip. And hopefully we all know our math facts, and we know that 5 plus 1 equals 6. But now what are we going to do about daisies and carnations? It says the same number said daisies and carnations. So you can pause here if you need time to figure it out. If you're not sure, I'm going to go ahead. Well, we know that 1 plus 5 equals 6. Now are we going to add or subtract? We're going to subtract. And 10 minus 6 equals 4. Well, we've got 4 people, and we don't know what answer they had. Let's go back and look at the problem. The same number of people said daisies and carnations. We've had these kinds of problems before. How can we break up this 4 so that it's the same for daisies and the same for carnations? How can we break 4 up easily? If you need a moment, I'll give it to you. Okay, hopefully you've thought about it and have come up with the answer 2. 2 daisies, 2 carnations. 2 people said carnations. And if we add up all the dots, what do you think we will get? All of these dots, all of these flowers and dots put together will equal 10. Now, let's go down to number 5. A school asked 15 students their favorite subject. 3 students said science and 3 said reading. 1 less person said art than math. All right, let's see if you can figure this out as part of your homework. Okay, you just have to go slowly, step by step, and maybe somebody's at home who can help you. Now, look at the bottom. Write math. Explain how picture graphs can be more helpful than tally charts. Find that person that you have at home and talk to them about it. Why are picture graphs, why can they be more helpful than tally charts? Okay, now here's your homework. Do the homework for Chapter 9, Lesson 2. It's pages 539 and 540. If you need the Spanish version of the homework, that is on the website. And if you can't find your homework packet or you never came to pick it up, it is available on the March work page in PowerSchool. Okay, guys, you did a great job. Stay safe and happy St. Patrick's Day. The end.